Hey, what's up? It's the ODB Boom, and you're listening to the WNS podcast. Yeah.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we'll welcome you to episode 183 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Check us out on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
On Twitter, we're at WNS Podcast. Daniel is at WNS_Daniel. Tyler's at Tyler_Abear.
There you go. So welcome to the show. Got a lot to talk about. Did I cut you off? Oh, okay. Got a lot to talk about. Going to dive into your feedback, talk about Raw. Got an awesome interview with ODB. Didn't hear at the beginning of the show. Very cool stuff. Happy to have her on. Also going to get into some of your questions and more. How you guys doing? Y'all hanging in there?
Yep.
Feels like a long week already. And it's only,
Tuesday.
we're halfway done. So Doug, how you hanging in there?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So welcome to the show.
How about you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. No, I'm doing quite well, actually. So ready to get this show on the road, have a lot of fun. Going to dive into some of your feedback. First bit of feedback we have is from Parker, and it's in relation to the debate that we had last week. Would you rather have the nickname Cockroach, or would you rather have the nickname Boners? And Parker says, Boners! All caps, exclamation points. Well, or maybe he's just wanting to say boners. I don't know. But
Singular.
Yeah, boner. Okay, we'll go with boner. We'll count that.
Maybe he's just Parker. Okay, Parker could be a guy or a girl's name.
Yeah.
So maybe
I don't know too many female Parker, but
really,
yeah.
I think there are some women named Parker. I mean, I don't know if it's a male or female. It doesn't matter to me either way. Whoever it is, they're just really really ecstatic about boners in general.
I mostly just know that as sort of a last name, not necessarily a first. I've never really heard of anyone named Parker.
I think it's a pretty unisex name.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I've never heard
maybe I'm wrong.
First name Boner, but last name I heard Boner.
Boner also.
Boner Parker. There you go. So
Boner, a pretty unisex name.
But thank you for the feedback. We appreciate it. Next bit is coming from Jeremy saying, "Great podcast as always, guys." So thank you for listening. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next bit of feedback we have is from Steven saying, "Awesome podcast, guys. Love listening to these podcasts and the daily news you guys upload to the Facebook and Twitter pages. You guys thank us for listening, but I want to thank you guys for taking the time to do these."
No, thank you for listening.
Yes,
yeah, thank you.
That's what's most important. Because if no one was listening, I don't know if we'd be doing this. We just
you will not outgracious us.
That's right.
That's our strong suit. That's all we got going for us.
Thank you.
We thank you. We insist on thanking you, asshole.
Thank you for that. Next bit of feedback we have is from 6-Star Criminal saying, "Hey guys, great show as always. It's rough here in prison, and this is a tough punishment, but I don't want to drop the soap any longer. Anyways, I would rather be called Boner because I know anyone named Boner would get bitches."
All right.
So Boner gets bitches.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, Doug picked Cockroach.
Doug picked Cockroach.
We're the Boners.
I'm all for Boner.
Well,
We're all for Boners.
call me crazy, but I'm
You're crazy.
I have a sneaking suspicion that calling yourself Boner and referring to women as bitches is not going to get you laid as often as you think you're going to get laid.
As opposed to Cockroach, I think you'll get more. That's just my opinion.
Well, I'm saying referring to yourself as Boner and referring to women as bitches is probably going to get you laid less than your.
He's not referring to women as bitches. He's just saying
May
it's
get
going
you
to
a kick
get
in the boner.
bitches.
That's what happened.
I fail to see how that's not referring to women as bitches.
He's not saying, "Hey, you're a bitch. Come get this boner." He's saying,
I know.
the nickname will drive women
To his
who
boner.
happen to be bitches to him.
His boner.
Does that make sense? Does that count?
You're stretching real hard.
I'm stretching, but does it count? Is it Doug approved? Will you allow it?
I'm gonna say you're not getting laid very much. In this,
despite the fact of how much he's actually getting laid.
I don't want to undercut 6-star criminal sex game. He may be getting laid crazy amounts. All I'm saying is, that in that scenario, I think you're not getting laid as often as you think you're getting laid.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to get it, as much as you would hope with a nickname like Boner, but...
Or like it all.
Or at all, yeah. You never know. But I'm saying, the kind of girls who might like someone who has a nickname Boner...
I just think I think Boner and bitches is like a double whammy. It's like they cancel each other out, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Tyler, what do you think about this?
Good luck to you, criminal.
Come on, we need your input on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Doug.
Whatever. I don't see how it is. Okay, but thank you, 6-star criminal, for listening. Have fun, Boner. Next bit of feedback we have is from Victor. Saying, another winning podcast, guys. I'd have to pick Boner as the nickname since it would make for great joke material between my friends and I.
See, out of you guys and everyone else who's weighed in, the only person who I think has a good reasoning is Victor. I'll buy that. He's like, yeah, it'd be funny jokes. I'll buy that. Everyone else is like, oh, because it lets them know how big my cock is. They're gonna want to fuck me. I'm like, yeah, probably not, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what they call me?
I don't know. I can get down with Victor's reasoning. I don't know.
Okay. That'll work, but thank you for listening, Victor. We do appreciate it. Next bit we have is from Viperous Planet saying, what the hell, you guys? Now I'm worried about the podcast. Also, Cena rules and the Authority can suck it.
What? Why is he worried about the podcast?
I don't know. Did we say something last week that would put the podcast in jeopardy?
I don't know.
Yeah, boners and cockroaches. No, I don't know. I really don't.
We're taking this show to a whole new
Sorry,
level, but
I'll stop that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, but thanks for listening. Next bit of feedback we have is from Daniel, not me.
I mean, yes, cherish us while we're here, because you never know.
You never know. But Daniel says, just got back into listening to the WNS podcast again after a while, and I've just noticed that Doug is no longer Cousin Doug. That's a shame. Also, gotta be Cockroach, because if people don't think it's a badass nickname, you can just pretend to be a supervillain with an affinity for nuclear weapons. Word up.
Okay, so I was never Cousin Doug.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you totally were.
Yeah, you get whenever the first few times I did this show, you guys were like, you can't just be Doug, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just Doug. And they're like, no, do you want to be like Doug whatever, or do you want to be like Cousin Doug? And I'm like, no, I definitely don't want to be Cousin Doug. That's fucking retarded.
You're totally Cousin Doug.
That's stupid.
Do you not remember the intro that you got? Cousin Doug.
Hey,
no, I remember that.
Pepsi fan.
I know Pepsi.
That's our buddy.
I know Pepsi fan.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it was never authorized by me. It was any referring to me as Cousin Doug is completely unauthorized to anyone. And then you cut it in the intro because I left or something, and I was like, don't do that. I was never Cousin Doug. I never referred to myself as that. I always thought it was stupid. I always thought it was stupid.
We referred to it as Cousin Doug.
I was never Cousin Doug.
Okay. All right. So
and I hate it, and I want you to die if you keep bringing it up.
But he's the first person who said he would like the nickname Cockroach.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not Daniel's cool. Obviously,
you going against your guy?
No. I'm not going against him. I just don't want to be referred to that.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to be referred to as that because I think it sounds stupid.
Yeah, I think that's from episode 31 or something like that. So it's been a while if you haven't been listening. So just throwing that out there.
He checked out a long time ago.
Yeah, but we do appreciate you checking the show out again. So welcome back. Final bit of feedback we have is from our boy Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Hi, Thomas. Hi.
Saying finally been able to use the WWE Network thanks to a proxy and WWE's free preview. The first words of the network for me: my cookies all hanging out. Shout out to Toto Divas with Doug and Tyler.
Word.
Hey, shout out to you, Thomas Lewison.
check or
sexy,
fact checker.
sexy bitch.
Looking good. So,
is he still doing like volunteer work and everything over there?
No, I believe he's back home.
Okay.
I
Do you
think.
know what he was doing over there? Like what specifically volunteer work?
Do not know, but I talked to him and because I reached out to him to say, hey, we're going to be having Ron Simmons on the show. Would you like to have a question? But he was in France at the time, so he could not respond at that.
And he could not drop it low.
Could not drop it low. Drop the questions low, but helping other people out. So much more important.
Thomas Slowson, he's a good egg.
Yes,
He is the man.
there you go. So
Official.
So with that being said, it's time to dive on into Raw, getting ever closer to Battleground. I don't really understand why we're having this pay-per-view. It's it's just a cluster in between Money in the Bank and
they do that from time
SummerSlam.
to time where it's like, hey, next pay-per-view is 3 weeks away.
Yeah, they just need to cut those out. Put one
I don't
extra
understand
week.
why they always do that.
I don't know. They're
Hey, guess what?
They wanna meet
do
their
it like
quota.
where it's like, okay, hey, the next pay-per-view will be next week.
yeah.
After this no.
Go.
No. I was joking on that one.
Trim down from like 12 pay-per-views a year to like 9. Just
No,
put
what I
a
was
little
saying
bit of
is
space.
they have
I
the
know
pay-per-view.
it's gonna eventually get to the point where they're like,
Week
oh,
apart.
by the way, send us your money. But yeah. But we kick things off with Roman Reigns, not the Authority. Authority's actually out on quote vacation. So Roman Reigns comes down to address the situation at hand, saying he's assessed the situation and he is
Do you
prepared
believe in
to
Roman
strike.
Reigns?
Not on the mic. He needs a little bit more time. That's why I was really hoping that they would have kept the Shield, at least Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns together just a little bit longer. Because, he's believable in his actions, not necessarily on the mic. I don't know. He still needs work. But, he's getting there in the ring. I think he needs a mouthpiece. I think he needs someone to talk for him.
Oh,
No, not literally a mouthpiece, but someone to speak for him.
I know. I just wanted to be stupid.
The mouth guard.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Mouthpiece, mouth guard.
Mhm.
Same difference.
So that prompts Kane to come out, and Roman Reigns antagonizes him, calling him Randy Orton's bitch, which prompts a very nice brawl. I enjoyed the brawl. The referees tried to break it up, and Kane and Roman Reigns weren't having it. And then the officials came out and tried to stop it, and Finlay took a spear because of it, but all hell broke loose during
I didn't
that.
get to see that.
No? How about
Finlay
you,
was
Doug?
out there? That's
Yeah,
cool.
Finlay, Noble, Mercury.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Rotunda.
Rotunda. So, not too bad. So, Doug, what do you think about this opening
Were they-
segment?
Were Finlay and Jamie Noble wearing matching suits?
I don't know. I wasn't paying enough attention to that.
They looked like they were wearing matching suits.
That would be pretty cool.
They're training. Finley's training Noble to dress accordingly. I don't know.
That was my favorite part of the whole segment was them wearing matching suits, or me thinking they were wearing matching suits.
Yeah.
Roman speared Finlay?
Yes. Spared the hell out of him.
What, came out of the way or anything?
Huh?
That's why he speared him?
No. He just
He speared him because
They
he
did
held
like
him
a-
back.
they do like your typical sort of pull apart thing, like a pretty uninspired pull apart, and Kane choke slams somebody. Who does he choke slam? One of the agents. All the agents empty. Then
Oh, yeah? You're going to do that to an agent? Look what I can do.
I mean, Rowan spears Finlay out of nowhere. Like he was.
Out of nowhere.
I mean, not literally. Like he.
They mentioned that?
He
They're like,
pushes
hey,
n-
he just speared Finlay. Did they say that?
Well,
I think they might have later, but
he really lost me with it because I don't know. They didn't play it off. It didn't come across to me like Finlay got too handsy with him or something. And he was like, "Get the fuck off of me." It just seemed like I'm hot headed, and so I'm gonna exert some anger out on you, which I don't typically like from baby faces. And like as Daniel mentioned, he really struggled with his promo. And I saw a lot of this is exciting because we're not starting Raw in a typical fashion, but he really struggled to get through the promo, and there were long pauses where he does sort of talk in that low key, like I'm gonna take my time way, but there were definite pauses where he was like what should I say, or what am I supposed to say,
sound cool
or whatever.
Yeah.
He's definitely doing the cool guy thing,
Joe Cool.
which is weird. Like, we don't typically get the cool guy baby face, which I guess we're not really, because he kind of like, sort of morphs into an asshole. But he really struggled, and he relied on, like, he either couldn't think of what he was supposed to say, or he couldn't think of anything to say, so he relied on, like, the real cheap saying, like, bitch or something to get a pop, which is...
You're going to sit there and be Triple H's lapdog? Oh, wait. I
But
correct
don't you
myself.
get like that vibe from him a lot, though, from Roman Reigns?
What vibe?
Like, I know he takes his time, but sometimes I feel like you don't know what he's going to say.
I don't think he knows what he's going to say.
Maybe here and there. I mean, I think they've protected him, like, pretty carefully so far, and putting him in spots where this is your line, or have a cool line.
Mm-hmm.
And he was ready with a cool line, but he was never had to do a lot of talking. I mean, that's sort of one of the pluses of being in a 3-man group where three guys are going to talk.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk that much. He's definitely not ready to carry a main event promo.
No.
And I mean, like, I'm not like, oh well, fuck Roman. I mean, he's gonna have to, like, grow and get better. I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't be a main event guy, but I don't know. Like, can you recall the last time we saw a guy become a main event guy while experiencing his growing pains in the main event?
Sheamus, maybe?
Yeah, but for better or worse, like, if you like what Sheamus does or you don't like what Sheamus does, it seemed like he had that, whatever he does, figured out by the time he got there.
Right.
Like, Roman's still kind of, like,
Randy?
figuring out.
No.
It's been so long, I couldn't put my finger on the word. I mean, that's like, what, 10 years ago now or
I
something.
mean, they just haven't had that many top tier guys, come up in the last.
It's cool to say, like, this is a guy we believe in, this is a guy we see a future in, and we're going to steer him in that direction. I just don't know if it's too much too fast. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I saw an interview that he was in where he was talking about, the fastest way that he grows is just being thrown into the fire. Like, just throw him out there and, let him sink or swim. And I don't know, maybe if that's what it's going to take, and we get a couple of months of kind of cheesy type promos, whatever, if it builds him towards something better, sure, let's do it. But, if in a month's time or something, he hasn't shown any progression, I'd be like, oh, maybe we should put you with someone who can carry themselves, who can talk. I don't know.
They for sure don't want him to be a guy who needs a mouthpiece.
No.
But I mean, just saying, like, that what he did wouldn't bother me so much if he was in an upper mid card feud.
Right.
Like, if you're saying, and I guess he's not technically. I mean, I guess technically he's in the main event. He's in the fucking main event match. Yeah. I mean, there it is. It's that. So I don't know.
Up for debate, I guess. I don't know. But we'll have to see how that plays out. What did you think about the brawl?
It was pretty uninspired.
Yeah.
I didn't like that Roman hit the spear on Finlay. I thought that was pretty lame.
Weird.
It was unprovoked.
Nowhere.
It was unprovoked. He pushed Noble and then just spears.
Oh, that motherfucker. He's getting speared.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but yeah. I mean,
Finlay was school.
the crowd was hot for it.
It wasn't like he was he was like, Roman was point A and
Kane was point B.
Point B, and he was in between them. He was just like...
Kane was on the outside.
He was just pissed off, so he speared him for no fucking reason.
So did he, get up and do, the thing with his arm?
Yeah.
And everyone cheered for it?
Look, I speared an agent. Look how badass I am.
And everyone cheered for that shit?
Yeah.
Look how badass he took that bump.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, the crowd was hot.
Well, Finlay
for it.
did take a nice bump off of it.
Yeah. He made it look pretty sick.
Next week is going to be Finlay versus...
And
Finlay, come back and
Out
show
of
Roman.
That would be
Reigns
amazing.
something.
That would actually be amazing. He could probably learn a fuck ton from Finlay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we get to go from there into our first matchup. The Usos going up against Harper and Rowan.
Let me know if you thought they were also wearing matching suits, because it looked to me like they were wearing matching suits.
We'll have to go back and watch it or something, see if we can find it on YouTube. But the next matchup, or the first matchup we got to see, Usos going up against Harper and Rowan. Harper and Rowan end up getting the victory on this one, so it's probably going to lead to a rematch for the titles at
I
Battleground.
was about to say, do you feel like they're going into like Harper and Rowan are going to get the titles? Do you feel that way?
I can't say for certain right now. I don't know where they're going with these two, but I mean, if they're looking to continue the feud, that would probably be the logical choice. And if not, then the Usos will win and they'll go their separate ways and face whoever is left. But Doug, what do you think about the matchup?
It was a good match. I mean, they put enough of a twist on the match they've been working for, it seems like a few months now, to make it entertaining while still doing, I mean, the signature spots they've been doing with these guys. But I don't know. I don't know why they have to wrestle each other every week. I mean, you can feud with the guys without having to be direct competition. Every show,
a match with someone else and the other guy interferes or something. But I don't know, just all out brawl.
I was about to say, this is right here. This is WWE 2K 14 formula. Okay, Universe. You put people to feud together. They're always versing each other every single week.
Yeah. And Raw, WWE has definitely found themselves in a rut here lately. Like, they'll have a match on SmackDown, and then they'll have the same match on Raw the very next week. Or, they'll have a match on Raw, then it'll replay on Main Event, and then that'll carry over to SmackDown, which then follows into Raw. It's just like, I don't know, they're getting very repetitive in their matches lately, and I don't know how I feel about it. But this particular match, they had good chemistry. These four guys work very well together. And this is the one time where the twin, factor played against the Usos because, one of them was claiming, "Oh no, I was the legal man," and you counted 3 on him, but the Usos end up getting beaten by Harper and Rowan.
That's totally a weird finish.
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? I was the legal man."
Guess they wanted to beat the champs again while giving them a reason to say they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
Such a weird finish. I don't know.
Very strange.
Like, they keep losing non-title matches.
Oh, that's how they've been booking champions lately. Like, we're going to have you lose your regular matches, but when it comes down to the title, you're going to win.
Yeah, but it's just such a weird way to go about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. But next up, we got to see Alicia Fox versus Nikki Bella, and per the Authority, both combatants had to have their hands tied behind their back, but only Nikki got her hand tied up, and then Alicia decided to attack, and the referee's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Stop it!" rather than untying Nikki, and
I wonder when Bree's coming
Hey,
back.
would you want to have some sort of liquid thrown on you by
Alicia Fox?
Yeah.
Not particularly.
Because if he tried to break that up, he knew she was going to dump something on him.
He's like, "I will pour this bottle of cold water all over you."
Well, she pulled out the tub. Apparently, they keep a tub of assorted drinks at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was a prop, or do you think they have a tub of assorted drinks at ringside?
No, I've seen it there before a few times.
There was Gatorade.
Yeah.
No. I'm not product placement shit. They had Gatorade. Yeah. They had Red Bulls.
Water.
They had,
Coke.
It was just you're thirsty and you're out there. Mm-hmm. It's probably for their production stuff, I would assume.
Hey, you're out here for 3 hours.
Right.
Let's at least make sure you're hydrated or have something to drink. But
when do you think Bree's coming back?
Either Battleground.
Never
or
if Nikki don't shut her damn mouth.
Yeah, she's gonna get her ass beat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the talk right now. It's for having Stephanie McMahon versus either Nikki for Brie or Stephanie versus Brie for Brie's job. So, whatevs. I don't know. I didn't like this segment. I don't know who approved it. I felt like it was sort of just a waste of time.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was super lame. She should have known better than to get her arm tied behind her back first. Whenever the Authority set this up, and she's been mini feuding with Stephanie. Mm-hmm. And also, wouldn't you think the point of her getting her arm tied behind her back would be that she get the shit kicked out of her? She just kind of got beat up a little bit, and then they just dumped soda on her.
Take this water that doesn't affect you in any way.
Yeah. Well, it was Red Bull, which is probably sticky.
Red Bull.
Which probably sucks.
Yeah.
But
you'll be energetic now.
But
I'm crazy.
Can't you accomplish that without tying the arm around her? I don't know.
Yeah, they could have done a lot of different things, but unfortunately, this is what we got. So it ends up being a no contest or a disqualification, whatever. I don't think the bell even rang, so whatevs. Next up, we got to see Rusev going up against RVD. They came out and did the typical promo, but they were in Montreal, but the fans were still booing because they don't like Vladimir Putin. And,
boo!
Yeah, and so RVD came out and they had a match. RVD got a lot of offense on this one.
Did you feel like they just like cut whatever like was supposed to be happening because she was like, "Oh, Canada, Rusev," and then it was like RVD's music.
Ew.
Well, his music hit as if he was cutting him off to like promo against him or something, but he just walked to the ring and they had a match.
Yeah.
Like she barely got started. She was like, "Oh, fuck you, Canada. It's all about Rusev," and then it was like,
Yeah.
It was weird. It was totally weird. I don't know.
And then during the match, we got like a little video promo from Zeb Coulter saying, "Oh, you know, Rusev, you ignored my challenge on SmackDown. Well, now I'm throwing out the challenge. You and Jack Swagger at Battleground. Do you accept?" And then we went back to the match. So, really weird.
Little feud, I guess they'll be done after Battleground.
Maybe. I don't know.
Fucking know.
But, yeah, Rusev ends up getting the victory, and the giant flag comes waving down. And, I don't know how you guys would feel about this, but it's like, in order to progress the feud a little bit, maybe next week on Raw, if Rusev gets the victory, flag bang goes to drop, and it's the American flag instead. And like he's sitting there like, "Yay, I won," but he doesn't know what's behind him. And then Swagger attacks him and does a "We the People."
So like, Swagger as American is also a prankster.
Yes.
You got swaggered.
Swag.
You got Zeb. No, who is Zeb? Because I don't know.
You got Zeb.
I like Swagger, but he's definitely not the mind of the team. So
Yeah, maybe it would be Zeb's
maybe
idea.
you got Zeb. Maybe Zeb's the prankster.
Yeah.
You see,
I don't know. Swagger.
While he's twirling his mustache at the end.
I don't know. Swagger's funner to say that.
The JBL and Cole show, or like all those characters have like they're different characters than what they're on Raw. Like Zeb Coulter is not what he is.
That's so silly.
You've seen it. Yeah.
I don't know where they're going. I don't follow it. I watched one episode not too long ago, and I was just like, "What the hell is going on?" They're just trying to catch a bunny. Oh, very strange. But yeah, but back to you got Zeb and you got Swaggered. Which would you prefer, Swaggered?
Swagger sounds like a thing you like. If you get pranked, it sounds more like you got swaggered than you got zebbed, right?
Tyler, you got swaggered.
Swaggered, you got zebbed.
You got zebbed.
Sounds like you got zapped or something.
Zapped?
Zebbed. I don't know.
You got Coulter? No.
You got Coultered.
You got jacked.
You
got jacked.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's just something that popped in my head because,
So what are some more elaborate pranks that Jack Swagger can pull?
He could switch.
Think of this as like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and Jack Swagger is Bugs Bunny. So what other things would he do to Rusev?
He could replace
wedgie.
He could replace Rusev's gold star with a chocolate star that's wrapped in gold. And so he'd be like, "This feels weird," and he goes and unravels it. It's chocolate.
And it melts?
I don't know. Look, you caught me with the flag, and you tried to take it further. I've got nothing happening.
Well, I just didn't know, like, you were super into, like, Swagger as a prankster.
Yeah. You got swagged.
So I thought you may have had some, like...
He could switch his food backstage.
Because that's, like, week 1 of the program. If he's going to keep pranking him, he's going to have some other... It's got to escalate.
Pour milk all over him.
Instead of Vladimir Putin's face, you show...
Barack Obama.
You could show Obama, or you could show Coulter's face. Or as he comes out, when Rusev comes out, you know how they have the Titantron background as the flag or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
You have that, the American flag. And you're like, "Stop messing with my set."
And then, but like, he thinks it's hilarious, but everyone else sees it as the humorless shit that it is. Like, it's not very funny, but he thinks it's hilarious.
And then Cole and Swagger and JBO will be like, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen." Coulter for president.
Coulter for president.
And you know they'd do it too. If someone high up found it funny, they'd do it.
This is high concept.
I swear, like after this, after Swagger and Rusev, Swagger and them are probably gonna go back to what they were doing. Be like, you American, or those people, or like, I don't know. He's just gonna be going back to being a dick, I guess.
Yeah. Because how many heel foreign people are there out there in the roster?
Jack Swagger should say, I made Santino Marella retire. No.
We'll cover that in the hot topics.
Yeah.
I don't think, was it Swagger
What?
that made him retire?
Oh, I don't know. Yes, of course.
Oh, you
No, I
seem
don't
so
know.
confident about that.
Shit, I don't know.
Where are we?
We were talking about.
You've been zebbed.
I think we settled on Swagger, didn't we?
You've been swaggered.
Okay. Yeah, you've been swaggered.
You've been jacked.
Yeah.
Been checked off.
So, yeah, Rusev ends up getting the victory anyways. And that takes us into the next matchup. Randy Orton versus Dean Ambrose. I thought it was an okay match. They had a couple mishaps, especially the spot where Ambrose jumped off the top turnbuckle and landed awkwardly and like right behind Orton, and then he got a drop kick from Orton.
Yeah, but he's like so unorthodox that it felt like normal coming from him.
Not to me. It felt very strange. Like
I mean, it wasn't.
I think Orton might have blown the spot.
Like he clearly, like one of them clearly fucked up, but
Yeah.
like he's so sort of erratic that it's sort of like it was less of a big deal for him than other people.
Yeah.
He's sort of the guy who
I'm just gonna jump off the top rope.
flails around like crazily.
But I feel like maybe Orton was supposed to turn around and give the boot to the gut or something like that, because the way he landed made it seem like that's what it was intended.
Anticipating,
Yeah, and so he was like, "No, I'm just gonna give you a drop kick instead."
I like
but,
the finish though.
Yeah.
With he hits RKO coming out of the rebound lariat.
Mhm.
So I mean that was cool. I don't know. Look, they gotta get Ambrose some different jeans. They're really throwing me out of this.
They don't look worn enough.
Well, they look
have
too
those-
nice.
What'd you say
They
on
have the
Facebook? Gene Ambrose?
They look too
Yeah.
nice. I mean, they look like
You
they're
just bought these.
they're too nice, and they're obviously pre-ripped jeans.
Yeah.
And some guy who's supposed to be as crazy as Ambrose doesn't buy pre-ripped jeans. He has jeans that are ripped. I mean, come on. You know?
He ripped them himself.
Yeah. He wore those knees out of those jeans.
Doing work.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so weird. Like, it takes me out of it because they look so like
Ring slides.
off the shelves. You know, they're like brand new jeans. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
Brand
very
new.
dark. Normally, like they have a little bit of fade to them.
They just bought me new pants to wrestle in.
Yeah. Look at all these holes.
I mean, are they afraid to give him like some worn-in jeans because of Luke Harper? I mean, I don't know. They're like, Luke Harper is the guy with the worn-in jeans. No one else can have worn-in jeans.
And you can't. I mean, you can wear the wife beater shirt, but don't you dare get a sweat stain on it or something.
Ambrose is like Luke Harper in his Sunday best. It's like,
Yeah, I can see that.
you know, like he has
his
a
face is all trimmed up,
Right.
And got his hair slicked back a little bit, and
doesn't
doesn't have the stains.
yeah, it's what Luke Harper would be if he put on his very best wife beater and his very best jeans.
So if they ever have a feud or a storyline where one of the Wyatt members gets married or something, like instead of Harper, we'll get Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gene Ambrose.
Gene Ambrose. So good stuff. But yeah, Orton ends up defeating Ambrose. Tyler, what do you think about this matchup?
I enjoyed this. Is like the only match I saw. But,
Well, it's a good thing I asked you about this
yeah.
one.
I enjoy Ambrose. Like, I enjoyed the ending.
Mhm.
They always seem like to find a way to always work the RKO on special stuff
Yeah.
or other moves. But I felt like Ambrose was gonna win there.
Let's see how innovative we can get.
But no, I like what did you say? Would you call him unorthodox? I like that about him though.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's a unique style.
Yeah, JBL's behind him.
Oh yeah, but I think it makes sense for Orton to get the victory. He's going to be in the main event for the pay-per-view, so you don't want to have him appearing weak as opposed to everyone else. But yeah,
you notice that Ambrose and Rollins used the main entrance.
Yeah,
and Reigns still comes through the audience.
Yep. So Reigns got the theme and the entrance.
He got to keep all the over stuff. The entrance was over.
Yeah.
He kept the entrance. The gear was over.
I'm
He
not trying
kept
to be like a dickhead, but like I would think eventually, like, hey man, I wouldn't want to walk through the crowd like as long as they've been doing like okay.
Especially with the report that like ladies are fleeing themselves at Reigns at the house shows and stuff like that. Yeah. Apparently a lady had to be escorted out.
She grabbed his dick?
I don't know if she grabbed a certain part of him, but
did he spear?
Went after him, basically.
Like, what do you mean went after him? She like jumped hoping he would catch her?
I don't know.
It's not like she was gonna like knock the kid over.
But well, I mean, if she did it from behind and he's walking downstairs, he could have fallen.
Yeah, security's with him though. They had a like distance.
Yeah, but anywho, next match.
He probably loves it. He probably eats it up.
Oh yeah, all the women are like, oh my god. So next up, we got to see Alberto Del Rio going up against Dolph Ziggler. Fandango was on commentary for this one. I couldn't really focus on the match too much. They were focusing a lot on Fandango, and he was being really creepy sounding on the announcer.
Yeah, he always
commentary.
sounds creepy though.
This one was like, Fandango should be in this match.
So he's a creeper,
Very
Raw,
creeper,
and creeper on Total Divas.
Very creeper. So, Doug, what do you think about this?
I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say about it. It was no emotional attachment.
Yeah, Fandango decided to dance, and that caused Ziggler to get distracted, which got Del Rio the victory, which made him the #1 contender to face Sheamus at main event. I didn't see how that played out. Did either of you guys get to catch that? Oh, wait, no. But more than likely Sheamus won. I don't know. But
nope.
No?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But backstage, Fandango was walking backstage, and Layla approached him and was like, "Hey, what were you doing out there? What, are you jealous that Summer Rae went and kissed Dolph Ziggler, and that's why you're out there?" And he's like, "No, babe, because Ziggler beat me, and so I have to get my revenge. And give me a hug." And then he eyes Summer Rae doing a little, modeling for him basically, and walking away. And so he's giving her the
I gotta beat his ass because he fucked.
How
my
is
ex.
Layla the heel though? She seems like she's the heel, but I don't see how she's the heel.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's just like the new girlfriend who's like,
babe.
Yeah, and like Summer's like,
This will split them up for sure this time. Yay, go Summer Rae.
Right.
So
she just has she picked a bad boyfriend. That's certainly crime.
Go.
Yeah.
Let it go, Summer Rae.
They
Find
just
someone
want
better.
him
individually,
and he wants both of them at the same time.
No,
Yeah.
Layla's the one who's the innocent one. Everyone else is fucking up.
Yep.
Bird law.
Bird law is in effect. That's right. So next up, we got to see a backstage segment with Goldust and Stardust. Very strange and
Well,
You mean by very strange? Do you mean very lame? I don't know.
that too. Goldust does.
It works for Goldust. Like
Yeah.
Cody's like doing a bad impression.
and he's doing like a hissing.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. All the stuff I've seen,
at
it's
Goldust.
it's like
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is he's doing a bad impression.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
But
know.
a bad impression is still just a bad impression. I don't know.
There's no telling. But didn't get to see them in action this week. So next up, we got to see Bret Hart come out and address the crowd, saying how he loves it, loves being in Montreal despite what happened all those years ago. That people still talk about. Is interrupted by Damian Sandhart. Damian Sandow coming out dressed as Bret the Hitman Hart and saying, "I'm the best there is, best there was, the best there ever will be, blah, blah, blah." Gets in a fight with Sheamus. Sheamus ends up winning. Anything to really take away from the matchup?
I wish it was Vince McMahon
Yeah.
and Collie would come out again.
He's got a decent Vince.
Yeah. You're fired. So, but yeah, Sheamus ends up getting the victory over Sandow. Next up, we got to see Chris Jericho going up against The Miz. A matchup that people were thinking was going to happen at Battleground to hold Jericho off until SummerSlam to face the Wyatts, but they decided to have it on Raw the very next week. There's not a whole lot of positive things that I can say for The Miz, but the one thing I did like was that he was playing the sort of Cody Rhodes, protect my face kind of deal. He was at least selling that. And like, oh my gosh, is my nose okay? Is everything all right?
I really don't know where the hell they're going to go with him.
Nah.
Because they're just doing the Jericho Wyatt thing. What the fuck is Miz going to do again?
He's filler. That's it.
All killer, no filler?
All killer, no filler. All filler, no killer.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But Doug, what do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
But Jericho ends up getting the victory via submission, and I was mostly just looking online at the Chris Jericho jacket that you can actually buy online.
How much is it?
Only like $600.
So what's a better deal?
Plus like $200 if you want the lights.
The Jericho jacket
Mm-hmm.
or the Workaholics Bear jacket? Whatever. Coat. What's a better deal?
Well, you have to look at it this way. The bear jacket won't work very well in the heat. Like, you'd be dying. Whereas Jericho's, you'd be a little bit better off, I think. Jericho's lights up. The Bear's does not.
The bear looks cool.
The bear does look cool. And the Jericho one kind of looks,
Debatable.
Debatable.
It's a bear. I don't know.
I want the bear.
I think the bear suit is a little bit cheaper, too, so I'd probably go bear. How about you, Doug? Bear or Jericho?
I wouldn't wear either of those.
Oh, okay. So 2 bears. But Jericho ends up defeating The Miz, and then there's a standoff between the Wyatts and Y2J. What did you think about the mic work on this one?
It's lame. Like, I have no interest in seeing Jericho do the greatest hits against the Wyatt. He just did his greatest hits.
What did he say?
Forever and
Again.
Monday Night Jericho and again. Like, I have no interest in seeing him do the greatest hits against
He's
the
like,
Wyatt.
please shut the hell up.
No, that's what he said to Wyatt.
Yeah. He did the great.
clown.
He did Jericho the greatest hits against Wyatt's, and I couldn't give less of a fuck.
So, yeah. But a lot of people liked it. But next up, we got to see Paige and AJ teaming up to take on the Funkadactyl.
Okay, look, here's something about Jericho can reinvent himself as a heel, but he always goes back to the same like greatest hits baby. He can't
crutch.
He can't reinvent himself as a babyface. Like, why can't he put a spin on his babyface shit if he can tweak his heel shit? That's weird.
Yeah. It is really
He always just goes back to the greatest hits when he's a babyface.
Mm-hmm. It's his crutch.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what I want.
It's
in the
like
feud
every
with the
time Michael
Wyatts.
Cole says vintage and all that. You know, it's something that they
Except he's
rely
been
on.
doing it a lot longer than Michael Cole's been saying.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. WCW days.
But I'm saying, like, that's not what I want out of a feud with the Wyatts. When people are like, oh, this is going to be so awesome, Jericho versus Wyatt, this is the, like, worst case you want out of those guys. I don't know. I have no, if this is what he's got, if this is what he's going to do with the Wyatts, I have no interest in seeing it at all.
And Wyatt even sort of using the line against Jericho. He's like, things will never, ever be the same again. And then Jericho was like, would you please shut the hell up? So,
I don't care. I mean, I have no interest.
I think it's for nostalgia factor.
Nostalgia is like, this isn't a nostalgia pop. This is like him working with a guy like they want to get more over.
Yeah.
This is not the place for nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
This is the place. This is the place to do something interesting that's gonna get Bray Wyatt more over.
Maybe he's not reinventing himself because he knows he's gonna lose. He's like, I'll just come in, entertain the crowd, do my normal shtick, and get the next guy over.
Well, I mean, not doing good or interesting work just because you're not gonna win is stupid to me.
Yeah.
Shtick.
Like if you're not gonna be inspired, if you're not inspired to do the job the best you can, like don't fucking come back.
Yeah. So. Who knows? Who knows where they're gonna go?
I'm not saying he's not inspired. I'm just saying like I'm playing off of what you said. Maybe he just whatever. If that was the case, then stay gone, do your stupid podcast,
and go do another tour. But next up, we got to see Paige and AJ going up against the Funkadactyls. Really short matchup. Paige and AJ end up getting the victory, and the Funkadactyls attack each other after the match. So it looks like the Funkadactyls are no more. Oh, no.
The AJ, Paige thing is so weird.
Yeah. I think everyone's anticipating a Paige heel turn. Because I think that's how she was in NXT. She was working as heel.
Yeah, but she started one and then she balked it back to a babyface when AJ returned.
Yeah.
They should have fucking saved that. Then it's weird.
Yeah.
She acted like she was gonna turn heel when AJ came back, and then she just didn't.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're saving it for.
Well, that was not a finessed tease. They weren't they didn't do a good job of showing a sign of it. They were like, "Hey, I'm a heel." Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be a fighting champion. There was no, I don't know. It was done very shittily.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? They haven't done...
You can do better.
Yeah, they can, but they choose not to. But what are your thoughts on the Cameron and Naomi possible split? Or, I guess, inevitable split?
I hate to say it. I like them as a team. I like them as friends.
Yeah. How about you, Tyler?
We've been seeing it for the last few weeks. Don't want it to happen, but I think it's going to.
Yeah. So, how's this going to pertain
please.
How's this going to pertain to Total Divas, you guys? Oh, no.
This is not
sure it'll be a big
.com, okay?
Sure it'll be a big plot point for the new season.
What's going to happen to Vinny?
I'm sure...
Always Team Vinny, okay?
Always?
I'm sure Ariana's
Always
just going to
forever.
keep being an asshole to him. I don't know. I don't think this affects him. I think she's an
She's
asshole.
going to be a bitch, and he's going to be like, babe, come on, babe.
What'd I do?
I think Ariana's going to be an asshole to Vinny whether the Funkadactyls are together or not. So I don't think this has any bearing on Vinny.
That means you should tune in for the new Total Divas,
Get a
Daniel.
tattoo right there that says Team Vinny.
Yes.
Yeah? You will? Why not?
I'm not going.
You totally need it. You're Team Vinny all the way, right?
Yeah, you too.
Not me. I'm not again.
We're supposed to all get a tattoo of the podcast symbol.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
You're the leader.
No.
This
We'll all do
guy.
it together.
Yes, we are all going to do it together, and you're going to start it.
And then you're going to
You're
run away.
the
After I get, then you're going to run
the
away.
engine that gets this train going.
Then after I get, you're going to run away. And you're like, I'm not getting a tattoo. Bah.
He thinks we're going to run.
Dude, I ain't fucking running anywhere.
He's not.
I'm
running.
too old to fucking run.
He's too old to run.
You don't run?
Fuck no.
Everybody runs.
I don't run.
Do I look like a man who runs? Look at me.
Do I look like a man
Yes.
who runs? Really?
Yes.
I look like a man who runs.
I run to dinner maybe, and that's it.
I will take that 2-step power jog real quick.
Can
You
I-
know,
I'll
if
run to
if
you.
I'm walking across the street and a car is on the way.
I run to you.
You're going to run to me?
Mhm.
The whole 2 steps over?
Yeah.
Okay. Do it. See what happens.
Step up.
Step up to the plate. So, but yeah, we're waiting for you to start that off, man.
Yeah, okay.
Be the team leader here. Come on. You're the trendsetter. So, yeah. So, next up, we got to see Kofi Kingston versus Cesaro again. Another Kingston victory, another Cesaro snap, and then this time Big E came out to make the save.
Oh, no, it's Big E versus Cesaro.
Looks like it might be that way. What are your thoughts on Cesaro getting the loss again? Nothing.
I mean,
Where are they going with this guy?
I don't know. I don't like it. Something inside of me says don't get bogged down in wins and losses because they obviously don't mean shit in this company.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I guess my only reaction is that he's one of my favorite guys, and I don't like to see him in the position he's in now.
Mm-hmm. To think what would have happened if Daniel Bryan weren't hurt. They were talking about him, about Cesaro winning the Money in the Bank, cashing it in and doing all that. But
I mean, that would have been rad, but that's hearsay, and I mean, we don't know.
Yep. So next up, we got to see Bo Dallas going up against El Torito for something, I guess, that happened on SmackDown. So if you're not watching SmackDown, apparently they'll show a replay of what happened, so you don't have to watch SmackDown. But Bo Dallas ends up getting the victory and does his victory lap, and all you have to do is Bo leave. I think he's 13 in Bo.
He's not. He lost the Battle Royal.
That's not a singles competition.
They don't specify he's 13 in singles competition.
Well, they would if you asked.
No, they wouldn't.
Sure they would.
Huh.
Oh.
I don't think so.
No? All right. So, any thoughts on the matchup?
I thought it was funny. I liked it.
Yeah.
I like that he did the Bodog off the second rope. And I like that when he was taking his victory rap, he just kind of hip checked Torita, and he's
Yay! And he sold it really well, too. I mean, he faced down and didn't move. So, good
He
stuff.
defeated El Torito.
Yes. Bo Dallas has defeated El Torito.
That should make everyone believe.
If you're not a believer by now, may God help you. So, next up, we got to see the main event. John Cena going up against Seth Rollins. This match ended up being a disqualification. Cena ends up getting the victory because of that after Kane and Randy Orton decided to attack. Any thoughts from the matchup itself?
it was good. They showed hints of doing good things together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've had a killer match on SmackDown earlier in the year.
Yeah.
If not, maybe it was late last year, maybe it was earlier this year. He had a killer single match with Rollins when Shield were still heels and they were together, obviously.
Yeah.
But so we know they've got good chemistry. This match never really felt like it got out of first gear because they were going to do the fuck finish, and so what was the point? But yeah, I mean, it was fine. I mean, they clearly have chemistry. They clearly have a good match in them, and but they had to fuck finish. So or they didn't have to fuck finish, but they knew they were going to fuck finish. So.
Right. So and that happened in the form of Kane and Orton coming to attack, and then it looked like Seth Rollins was wanting to cash in, and he was stopped by Dean Ambrose. And then,
again?
Stopped again. And then Roman Reigns comes out. Superman punches Kane, knocks him out, takes out Randy Orton. And then Cena, gets up. They make eye contact and stare at one another. And, they raise each other's hands. But when Cena raises Roman Reigns' hand, they cheer. And then when Roman Reigns raised Cena's hand, they booed. So fans were solidly behind Reigns on this one.
And he sort of laughed like
they like me
asshole.
now, dog. Dogs and bitches. So that's pretty much how they close out Raw. It was an okay okay Raw, not the best. I think last week's was better, but what can you do?
You're listening to a special interview segment for the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Okay, folks, joining us on the show this week, she will be appearing at the CWF Coastal Mania 6 and Clutch City Productions Super Show taking place at the Galveston Island Convention Center located at 5600 Seawall Boulevard this Saturday, July 12th from 1 to 6. To get your tickets now, go to ClutchCityProductions.com. A former 3-time TNA Knockouts champion, as well as 1-time Knockouts tag champion, ODB. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, nothing too much. Just getting pumped up for the Clutch City Super Show. Going to be taking place this Saturday. Are you getting excited about it?
Oh my gosh, that is going to be a huge ass show. Can you swear on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
But all right, cool. I have a trucker's mouth. That's going to be a big show. I'm excited to see the fans. I really haven't done a lot of wrestling shows lately, so I'm excited to get back out in the ring and see some of my other fellow wrestling buddies and do a nice little after party.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely huge. Tons of performers and entertainers going to be there from all different parts of the world. It's going to be a great time. Lots of meet and greets. But to get into your career a little bit, how did the ODB character come about?
Well, actually, I had the name ODB, One Dirty Bitch, ever since I set foot in the ring. Mm-hmm. I think many people know I tried out for the very first Tough Enough. And I called myself One Dirty Bitch and made it to the top 25. But, I thought it was like the easy way of getting in. So I'm glad I didn't make it. And so after that, I got trained by Eddie Sharkey. And then I just said, I want to use ODB. But, yeah, and it just stuck because I'm so different from the other chicks. And you really, being called Jessie wouldn't work, So, ODB, it works. It fits me, and I'm glad I got to use it through my whole career.
And it definitely sets you apart from all the other female competitors.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
What was one of the driving forces behind you wanting to get into professional wrestling?
Oh boy. Well, being from Minnesota, obviously the AWA, got the Gagnes out here, and everyone came out of here. Flair, Hogan, the Crusher, the Bruiser. There's so many legends that wrestled in Minnesota, and it's just I grew up watching it, and I with the Road Warriors, Steiner Brothers. It's like, man, it was so colorful back in the day, and I was like, I want to do that, but then I was like, those aren't normal, real people, and then I figured out, yeah, we aren't normal, It was just something I always wanted to do, and I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna be a wrestler.
Very cool. Any other side plans if wrestling didn't work out aside from bartending?
I don't even think like that, actually. I just kind of I set my mind towards something, and I'm going to do it. And because obviously if you're going after a big ass dream, you got to work your ass off, to get it. It's not going to come to you. So I've always worked hard for what I got, and I make sure I accomplish my goals and what I want.
Very cool. We do have a listener question. This coming from Seth. Do you think the ODB image has helped or hurt your booking career?
Oh, well, you got haters, you got lovers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna have it. But I kind of go back and forth on that, because being different and being like a size 9 kind of does hold you back a little bit. But in a way, I like being different because people can relate to me. I like to drink. I like to hang out with the boys. And I have, a lot of women and men fans. And I'm not your typical Barbie doll size 4, and I never will be a size 4, nor do I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's helped me because I'm real. Like, what you see is what you get with me, That's really me in real life with the volume turned up. And, I mean, in certain ways, I don't know. I think it's made my career a lot, fun, and I have no regrets.
Very cool. And, as far as booking goes, we haven't really seen you on TNA programming in a while. What's the status? What's the relationship with TNA? What's going on?
Well, my relationship with my hubby, EY, he told me to stay home for a little bit. So, he can't really hold me back. So I've just been kind of doing my thing, and I've been out in LA a lot. Just working on other stuff right now. So I'm taking advantage of my little time off right now and working on the ODB branding. And I can't really talk about too much, but there'll be some stuff coming up in the works, more stuff outside of wrestling. So I'm excited about that. But I think I need to get back in the ring, though. I mean, I think, I got those damn beautiful people coming to town and coming back. And it's like the only person that makes sense to me would be me, because I'm such the opposite of them. It's like I'm not what they. I'm just the opposite of them. It's like that's not what I represent. The beautiful people, they're the mean girls of the group. And I think we had some good feuds back in the day when the Knockouts first started, and I would love to pop some of their fun bags and get back in the ring with those guys.
Got to come back and set things right in TNA.
That's right, yeah. Mix it up a little bit.
How was it working with Eric Young? Not only having a successful wedding, which is very rare in wrestling these days, but to have the quote perfect wedding.
That's right. Actually, because I've known him since we actually met back in like 2003. We actually were in Green Bay together at a show, and I was moving to Nashville for TNA. And he's like, I'm going to Nashville too. So we drove, and 13, 14 hours, I think. And then we just we've always had good chemistry. And when they put us together at TNA, they just loved it. They're like, wow, you guys just, you work back and forth together. He's so funny and so talented. And we just had fun. And then they're like, you guys are getting married. I'm like, hell yeah, we are.
And then they said, no, really, you are getting married.
Yeah, I'm like, sweet. We had a memorable wrestling wedding. I think people are going to remember that wedding
I think
for a long time.
I think it goes above the beyond the standards of just wrestling weddings. I think that's one of the all-time memorable weddings.
That's right.
Especially with y'all just standing there in your underpants. That was quite
I know,
unique.
right? Yeah. I was like, why did I just take my dress off? A little liquid courage always helps.
Absolutely. Well, who was one of your? This is, I guess, a two-part question. Who is one of your favorite opponents, and who is a fantasy opponent, past or present?
Oh boy, it's a big question. Honestly, I enjoy getting in the ring with everyone I think I've been in the ring with, because I like it when people are so different in the characters that every time I got in the ring, I was like, oh my god, this is easy because their character is so different from mine. And actually, one of my favorite feuds was with Cody Deaner. When my first boyfriend in TNA, and he was, I thought I had so much fun with him. He was, one of my favorite matches when I won the knocked up title for the first time. And then I also had fun wrestling Kong. Mickey James is one of my favorites. Gail, Beautiful People, Tracy Brooks. God, I don't know. I just have fun with everyone, I guess. And then my dream opponent. Oh boy. Actually, I don't even know. Ooh. You know what? I'm thinking Mae Young would have been fun.
Oh yeah.
I think that's two crazy bitches in there with she likes to show off her fun bags. I touch them, so that would have been a
what's
that's for everyone, right?
What's the origin of that? Where did that come from?
What, grabbing myself?
Yeah.
Actually, it came from when I was out at OVW. I was out there for a couple of years, and I remember Al Snow and Danny Davis were like, "You need to give us what ODB. You need to show us who ODB is." So I had to get out of my shell a little bit, and I was in the ring, and my boobs are so damn big, I wanted to make sure they were still in there. And I kept grabbing them, and they're like, "Why do you keep grabbing your boobs?" I'm like, "I don't know." They're like, "Well, keep doing it." I'm like, "Okay." I think it was just kind of like, okay, is anything coming out here? So just make sure they're still there and covered up a little bit.
You made one of your debuts in TNA originally as a heel. You came in, but the fans just automatically just took to you. They loved the character. I mean, they start chanting your names. How did that feel, knowing okay, I'm trying to perceive as this character, but you guys aren't taking it? Yeah,
it was kind of. Because people can relate to me, and when they see a chick kind of coming out like, oh Lordy, she's grabbing herself, slapping her own ass, drinking a flask, that's the kind of chick I want to hang out with, And it actually was kind of, it was, because I still act, if I'm a heel or babyface, I still act the same. And I think, because I remember the Beautiful People started out as the faces, and that wasn't working. They're just natural heels,
Yeah.
But I just kind of went with it, and I'm like, well, I got to see what I can do here. So.
Very cool. We have another listener question from Thomas saying, do you have any on the road stories that you could share with us?
Oh, I can't say any of that.
Oh, that's the good stuff. That's what we want.
Yeah. I have a lot of fun on the road. That's the best part. Like, my traveling buddies are the Hepners, Earl and Brian Hepner, Stifler and Jimmy J. We have a good time together on the road, and it's fun because it's with those guys. I can just be myself. I don't have to worry if I get shit-faced, and they take care of me. Well, actually, I take care of them because they're the ones getting
protect them in bar fights.
Yeah, they can't handle their alcohol.
Very cool. Well, it's certainly been a pleasure having you on. We can be found on at Twitter at TheODBBAM, also on Instagram, TheODBBAM. You can also find you in a bar near you serving up shots all night long. What's your drink of choice? What puts you in the mood?
My drink of choice?
Yeah.
I am a beer girl, actually, and I'm a whiskey girl, too. I do like whiskey. But my beer, I'm a PBR girl.
Yeah.
And I hate when people order, especially at the bar. I hate when people order like foo-foo shots, like Scooby Snacks or a Dirty Girl Scout. It's like, really, just take a shot of whiskey or Rumpleman.
Very nice.
And I don't really know how to make half those damn shots, so they get what they get.
Very cool. Well, like I said, you will be appearing at CWF Coastal Mania 6 and Clutch City Productions Super Show, taking place out at Galveston Island Convention Center, located at 5600 Seawall Boulevard, this Saturday, July 12th from 1 to 6. You can get your tickets by going to clutchcityproductions.com. ODB, it has certainly been a pleasure. You have a great night. Don't work too hard. And
all right, well, thank you.
Hope to see you out in Galveston.
All right, thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
All right, bye.
Bye.
This is ROH wrestler Adam Cole, and you are listening to the podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com.
And now it's time for some hot topics. I don't know if you guys got to hear about this, but Sting posted on his Twitter and Facebook, the first time he's posted in a while, and all he posted were the numbers 7, 14, 14. So a lot of speculation that could possibly
be.
Does
it say WWE Sting?
No, it just says, official Sting, at official Sting, whatever.
I'm returning to Impact.
Yeah.
Does it say the Sting WWE? At the Sting WWE?
No, it does not.
At the real Sting WWE?
At the _real -Sting. But no, it's 7/14. That'll be next Monday. So I think we might finally see the debut of Sting in WWE.
I mean, if you're saying that, then I guess.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Tyler?
No. And they're gonna have Sting. Then Brock Lesnar's gonna show up.
What is his
Sting.
Twitter? Let me look at this shit. Twitter
at official Sting, I believe.
.org.
Not .org. There's no .org in the Twitters.
Dude, you can't have
Twitter
a .org as part of your Twitter handle.
At sting.org. That's what yours should be. At tyler.org. You should change yours.
I need to.
Yeah.
.org.com.
.org.com. .com.org.
.com.org.
Yeah. So.
At official Sting is the basis for the police. That Sting.
Well, okay.
Maybe he's guest hosting Raw. I don't know.
Check real Sting or something. Jeez, I don't know. Dang.
Roxanne.
He's gonna be hosting Raw. I don't know. Let's
don't have to put on the red light.
Roxanne. Let's see.
That reminds me of the alternate timelines episode of Community where they're all dancing to Roxanne.
I didn't get to see that one.
It's just at Sting.
Okay, that would make sense.
That's why I couldn't see. It's too fucking dark.
Yeah, it is very dark. There's his nose. But
the killer clown.
Or maybe it'll just be an announcement for the video game. Who knows?
Probably.
Yeah. Guess who's gonna be in the video game? Woo!
We want to let everyone know we released Sting.
The Sting of all Stings. Yeah. Good stuff. You find it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, okay.
It just says exactly what you said.
7/14.
I couldn't get any feeling from it.
It's his first tweet since April with the date 7/14/14 and a photo of himself in what appears to be his classic black and white face paint. So, got the people buzzing once again for this guy. So if he's not coming back in some form or fashion, it's going to be heck to pay. Heck, I say. But, yeah, moving on from that. It was announced over the course of the weekend that Santino Marella announced his in-ring retirement. Apparently, he suffered another neck injury and decided, 3 is enough, and he's not going to be competing in the ring anymore. But, he might possibly do something as far as a manager, maybe backstage help, something like that. Doug, what are your thoughts?
Well, I've always been a Santino fan. I think I've been a pretty vocal Santino fan.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sure everyone who talks shit about him all the time is going to be like sucking his dick now that he's going to retire or whatever.
No, they were all happy. Those jerks.
I don't know.
But the people who liked him, were saying, hey, thank you for the memories and all that.
Yeah, I mean.
Who can forget the hunkometer?
I don't know.
Great stuff. Go YouTube that if you're not a fan of Santino. Put up the hunkometer.
I always thought he's good comedy. I mean,
yeah, he's got good timing, stuff like that. He was really good at what he was doing, and
like how he said people's names.
Yeah, I would have liked for him to be able to advance his character a little bit more, show more of his in-ring capabilities, but I know his character kind of limited him from that. He got kind of stuck in the comedy shtick, and a lot of people are saying that he's actually really talented in the ring.
He's a legit badass. He's like some judo champ or something.
Yeah, he's got his own gym for that, and so kind of sad news. But Tyler, what are your thoughts on Santino Marella?
He will live in the hearts of everyone forever.
Are you gonna get a Santino tattoo?
Yes.
Of the Cobra?
Yes. On my ass.
On your ass.
On your dick. Get the Cobra on your dick. Your Cobra can get tattooed as your Cobra.
And you can call it your King Cobra. Yeah.
Whenever you're gonna fuck, you can pop it into place like the Cobra, boop boop boop.
Boop boop boop. Ah! How did it do that?
Open wide. So, final bit of Hot Topic news. Last week, Emma was arrested.
Now that...
What?
I don't know. Go
What were
ahead.
you gonna say?
Finish your thing.
No, what were you going to say?
I was just going to be I wanted, in my head, Santino was giving her the stern talking to over this, but now that he's gone...
Oh, wait, did we talk about this last week? Because I was like, now Emma...
Yeah, maybe so.
Okay.
Or we talked about it. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, because we did the whole role playing and he...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I sucked
But she was fired or rehired within 48 hours. No further consequences announced.
So
that's at least a follow-up.
They should do a scared straight where the Cobra's in a prison jumpsuit and
Also, after they did all that stuff, they fired her and
Do you
rehired
think
her.
I'm playing with you?
They had they released on WWE.com and also I guess on the Facebook WWE. Was it the divas of NXT in their bathing suits and stuff all together?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she was part of it.
I just really want Santino scared straight with the Cobra in the prison jumpsuit, and the Cobra's telling her how many cigarettes he can get on the inside for her.
Would the Cobra have a prison jumpsuit too?
No, that's the Cobra is the one with the
Gotcha.
jumpsuit. He's the prisoner.
He said you could sell you for 3 cigarettes, and he doesn't even smoke. So with that being said, it's time to move into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son. So I went back and watched Money in the Bank pay-per-view thanks to the WWE Network.
I don't know if that was audible.
Yeah. And it got me thinking of former world champions. Who do you think had the most pointless world title reign, i.e. their reign seems irrelevant and did not change anything in the long run? For me, it would be Swagger's of 2010.
I was going to say Swagger.
It pains me due to being a fan of his.
Yeah, I mostly got to agree. I mean... You could argue stuff like Kane's overnight reign, where he won it from Stone Cold and lost it back on Raw, but that doesn't really count to me. That's like saying the Ziggler winning the belt for a day or whatever it is.
Yeah, Ziggler, Rey Mysterio on that one Raw where he had it and lost it the same night to Cena, the ultimate team sport guy.
Yeah, see, I don't think all those count, so I would have to agree with Swagger.
David Arquette. Yep. But, Swagger would probably make the most sense. But Thomas does say, P.S. in my last question, I did mean any DVD, as my favorite would either be Royal Rumble 2003, the first WWE DVD of my large collection, or WrestleMania 20, the first WWE pay-per-view I watched live. However, Doug, don't worry, you were still right in another way. As I listened to last week's Q&A session, I was also getting ready for a fancy dinner with my family. So as Doug commented about how good I look, I saw my reflection in the mirror, and Doug, you were certainly right. Great podcast as always, chaps. Keep it up.
I was about to talk shit on him for saying I was wrong, but I can't even front whenever he's like a politician. He knew how to smooth that right over. He was like, well, hey,
he's like, here's where you're wrong, but
right.
This is what you got right. Women go crazy about the sharp dressed man.
Thomas is the man. That's gotta say that.
Yep. All these ladies, if you're listening.
Why don't you marry him, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Thomas, if you're
looking
for a suitor Hey, Bear, clean up good for you.
All right.
And the mustache is coming along as well. Look at that. Hand shave the mustache. Shave the goatee.
If he wants my part of the deal, he's gonna have to shave.
What you said last week?
What? No, don't try to back. It's on fucking tape. Don't try to back out. Like we can't replay it. It is fucking saved in perpetuity on the fucking podcast.
You said to get rid of the soul patch at least too.
You gotta get rid of this.
Everything.
We'll see.
Everything below.
We'll see.
The upper lip has got to go.
Are you seriously gonna call bullshit because it's on the fucking podcast? We'll listen back.
You shook hands on it for the mustache wax.
The deal is on the podcast.
I don't want to shave this.
He's looking. To
That's the deal, man.
He's looking to bend the rules a little.
See, well, Daniel called you out on it immediately the week after because you didn't. I was like, we were giving you like time to like let the mustache
say farewell,
like fill
let the
in,
mustache grow in a bit.
Yeah, let it fill in a little bit.
I don't feel like shaving this.
Yeah. So we need to like renegotiate the terms.
I don't care anymore. I'm gonna do this because I want to.
All right. Trying to look Joe cool. Next question we have is from Seth Rickson saying, I was a bit dry on questions for the last couple of weeks, but I have one for you now. If the WWE rumors are true and there is not going to be a Legends House 2, will the WNS podcast crew pick up a weekly update on the status of the Great Khali and possibly Virgil? I would feel that this would be very close in spirit to the Legends House and your weekly coverage on it. I hope you guys seize this chance to grab the brass ring.
Like their status as friends?
I guess just, hey, here's an update on all things Khali and Virgil.
What?
Like a buddy cop flick?
Maybe. Or be like, hey, this week,
what are you getting
Virgil
at,
was seen by himself at a table at a convention. Meanwhile, Great Khali was chopping things with his hands and raising his hands going, bah! Tune in next week to find out where Virgil and Khali are.
So we're not making a buddy show about them together?
No.
We could.
He was just wanting like weekly updates like we did with Legends House and Total Divas.
Oh.
Welcome to the Great Khali and Virgil show.
How about we make up a story about them every week instead, like what they do as friends? Like adventures.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Oh, Great Khali and Virgil went to California and they went to a convention and they were at a table and there was tons of people there and Virgil was not alone.
Oh. Well, yeah, because he's got Khali there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
people that like Virgil. I don't know where they keep on getting that shit. There's a lot of people that like Virgil. I mean, you know that. No, Virgil's always alone. No one's gonna see him. People are gonna see Virgil.
Yeah. They just happen to take pictures whenever he's by himself.
Well, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers.
There's a whole website dedicated to it.
Yeah. It's retarded.
So there you go. So I guess.
Yeah, I mean, tune in next week for the adventures of the Great Khali and Virgil, episode 1.
God.
Find out what they do as friends.
No, please. Next question we have is from Cody saying, hey guys, been a while since I posted on here, but I am with a question for you guys. With WWE losing money this year, Pepsi fan. With WWE losing money this year and the constant free trials of the network, is the network a help or hindrance for WWE's financials?
Well,
looks
first,
like they've gone down.
Gone down as far as
like what's it called? Was it Vince losing money and stuff like that?
Yeah, because they weren't getting the numbers that they were hoping. But I don't know. How about you, Doug?
Well, first off, I don't know anything about business.
Yeah.
So anything I say is just a bunch of talking out of my ass. I mean, it's been reported that he lost money, so it's literally like a hindrance on the financial shit. But I've heard many people say that sometimes you gotta spend money to make money, and it's clearly them laying the groundwork for the future. So I think it's, if you're looking, is this a short-term success? Maybe that's arguable, but I think they're more interested in this being a long-term success.
Yeah.
So I think that's the... And I mean, if I had to guess, I would say eventually it's going to be a long-term success. But I don't know. Like, I'm no like financial dude. I work a blue collar job.
Yeah. I'll agree with you. Yeah, they lost a bit of money when they first started out. They've had their hiccups.
Well, a lot of money, but
yeah, I mean they've had their hiccups, and not all the content that people want is available. So I think over the course of the next year, the network's going to be available to more countries other than just the United States. So that's going to get some dough coming in. They're going to be adding more content, which is going to have people wanting to go.
Did Les admit to being to breaking the law on our podcast? Is it against the law to use like a proxy server to get this shit?
No, of course not. Don't worry, Lawson. They don't know anything.
Don't worry, no one important listens to this.
Yeah, no. I think they'll get a good following from other countries once it gets going. And like I said, once they start adding more content and having more original content on the website.
Well, here's the thing about the content. I don't think it's ever going to be what we thought it was. We all did the sort of fangasm. We're like, everything ever. They're putting all their shit on it, but they're probably going to cycle content because if you're only interested in X, Y, and Z, then you can pay for a month, watch X, Y, and Z, and then bounce out, and then resubscribe when they have something else you want to watch. And so if they cycle content,
well, they're making you do a 6-month commitment.
For how long though? I mean,
for 6 months.
No, I mean, how long are they going to get away with being able to do that?
I don't know. I mean, it's like a cell phone. You'd sign a 2-year contract, unless you go.
If you're a sucker. No.
I mean, and you can gift. You can go on the shop website and gift someone. Hey, here's a month of the network and stuff like that.
But how long are they?
Yeah.
How long are they gonna? They're gonna be steadfast, and if the numbers aren't where they say they are or where they want them, then they're actually be like, okay, you can sign up like monthly or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I don't have an issue with the 6-month commitment.
I don't either personally.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
because $60 pays for one pay-per-view. I mean, that's the number right there that sold me for it. A regular pay-per-view is anywhere from $45 to $55. You're paying $60 for that, so that's the equivalent of 6 pay-per-views. For the price of one. So, and you get the NXT, and you get all the other pay-per-views and all the WCW stuff and ECW and some of the original programming. So I have no issue with the network. I mean, and not to mention that they're starting to make it a little more difficult for you to be able to even order a pay-per-view. So if you want to, and you have DirecTV, if you want to
I don't think that's them. I think that's the service provider, like cable service provider.
Right. But it's becoming more difficult, which is going to drive the people towards the network, which seriously, $10, that's it. $10 a month, that's not a big deal. Even if they went up to $15 a month, you're still saving a lot of money in the long run if you're going to get every pay-per-view. So that's just my opinion.
Oh, hey, listen, I want to know how many DVDs you have.
Yeah.
He says he has a large collection.
Let's check out that collection.
See how many DVDs you have.
But thanks for the question. Final question coming to us tonight from Ben saying, hey, lads, awesome episode last week. And I wanted to ask a quick question. Do you guys think Dean Ambrose is going to be the least successful former member of the Shield, as he has been losing a lot of matches recently, and he just seems to be standing there attacking Seth Rollins when he can? I hope it isn't true, as I am a massive Ambrose fan, and I think he would make a great WWE World Champion.
I think it's way too soon to say who the least successful member will be.
Yeah. I think they're all going to have their success.
I mean, the reasons that he specifically mentions are all like in storyline stuff, so it's not like a indication of him being a failure. I mean, he's losing matches because he's booked to lose matches. He's in a feud with Rollins because he's in a feud with Rollins. I mean, I don't see how that's an indication of success or failure.
Yeah. How about you,
I mean,
Tyler?
if anything, he's a built-in feud for when Rollins cashes in. It'll be a main event feud.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with him. I think give him some time and we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think all three guys are going to have success. similar to how Orton and Batista were whenever they were part of Evolution. Everyone had their success at their particular time. So it's just a matter of time. Give it a few years, and he'll probably be one of the top guys up there. But thank you for the questions. Make sure to submit your questions on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook, and subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Check us out on Twitter. Oh shit. Stitcher, Player.fm, and Beyond Pod. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Yes, you can check us out on Twitter. Thanks for mentioning that, Tyler. We're at WNS Podcast. You can tell Tyler to get off my Twitter dick at Tyler_Aber. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel.
Get off the Twitter dick. Get off the Twitter dick. Get off the Twitter dick.
Sounds weird.
It does. Sounds
Twitter
weird.
dick.
Yeah. So there you go. Big thank you to our guest ODB. Thank you to Clutch City Productions for getting us that really cool stuff. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
He has a Twitter dick, and I'm Tyler Aber.
I'm Doug.
And I do not have a Twitter dick. And we will catch you all next week.
Suck it.